And we're back. Okay, everybody, welcome back to the podcast with SamuraiBlitzt here for the J6 series, headlined by John himself. So today we have another special guest, another J6er, Jolene Eicher. She is gonna be here with us. You want to do that one again?
No, just kidding.
Jolene
Eicher, damn
it. Let me do it again. Jolene Eicher. So welcome to the podcast.
I just want to say this is a perfect way of why we should get rid of the Department of Education right here. This is public school education.
It's
Even when you
not
tell him
that.
something, he's a goddamn idiot.
He throws these on me real quick, so I got to get on this.
Jolene Eicher, nice to have you, man. It's really cool that you took time to spend this with us and let us know your experiences during the January 6th. From what we talked about earlier, you spent about 2 months in jail for this. Am I correct?
Yeah, prison technically, but yeah, 2 months.
Oh, okay. Yeah, prison. My bad. You gotta get that. You gotta get that. Wrap up. Huh? Hey, motherfuckers, prison.
See, I ain't one of those small timers.
She's I was with Martha Stewart. Now, that's pretty cool. But that's not cool. I don't know why I said that. But how you doing today, anyways? First off, how's everything going?
It's going better. It's going better. The year after I got out of prison was pretty rough. Just processing everything that happened. But day by day, it's going good.
That's great. And we will talk about it later, but you do have a book as well, right?
Yes, I do. Yep. Little
Okay.
Fish.
Little Fish. So can you give us a little insight on that book and what it's about?
Yeah, so my goal for the book was just to get down everything that I experienced and saw and witnessed as factually as possible. So it even has like direct quotes from the court transcripts in the trial, from the trial and the sentencing, and whatever I thought was, interesting or, biased and stuff, that the judge, how the judge treated me and things. And then also my experience on January 6th, and then also the prison story.
Okay. Oh, nice. We're going to have to hear that prison story later.
We got to be down that one.
So let us know, like, how did you get caught up in this? Is this your first Trump rally? Because I'm always jealous because I never got to go to a Trump rally. I mean, you went. If this is your first one, that's kind of sad. That it was
first and only one.
Yeah, no, it's like my first one. It's like having sex for the first time and getting AIDS or something. Like, God damn it.
She's like, I won't be doing that again.
No more rallies for me. So, was this your first rally, or have you attended multiple before?
I had happened to be at one spur of the moment Trump rally in Pennsylvania, maybe 6 months before January. So it was, I did it for the experience, for the support. It was really, really good experience. So I tried to replicate it with January 6th.
So, what would you say, how many people were at the first one, and how was that? What was the attitudes like at that rally?
Yeah, it was great. Really upbeat. Made a couple friends. And it was just really excited atmosphere. It was great seeing Trump fly in. It was actually at one of the airports. I forget what the town was, but it was really fun. That's about all I got.
Was it a mixture of different kind of people? Were there any beaners like us, or was it just all white people?
Of course.
No, because they always, you know how they always portray like it's a white supremacist rally, and I know the answer, by the way. I'm just trying not to talk mess, but everybody's we're the brown face of white supremacy. There's a black face of white supremacy. It's all nonsense. But so when you went to that first Trump rally, everybody was very friendly and all that. It was a good time.
Absolutely. Everyone was friendly. I mean, it's hard to meet a stranger, and it was really great seeing Trump talk in person. Like, it's just how the media portrays him and how he actually is in person is just 100% difference. So it was very eye-opening and really good to see.
Yeah, it's the same with everyone who we interviewed. It's always good vibes. That's all they ever said. It was always good vibes at all the Trump rallies.
Did he do the dance?
No, I don't think he did that. Well, I can't remember, actually.
I would have been screaming, do the dance!
Do the dance!
Put on the song!
He did the song, but I can't remember who did dance.
Oh, okay. That's cool. And have you always been like right-leaning, or is that like a fairly new?
No, I've always been a conservative, Christian conservative, Republican / but yeah, as far as supporting Trump, like when he first came in office, it was kind of confusing because we know, none of us knew what this man was up to and stuff. But through his first term, it was great. We loved what he did. Loved that he kept his word as best as he was able to. And so kind of became a supporter through that.
Okay. Yeah, because I would say, especially for us, I was probably more left leaning growing up, and all the way to like maybe 2012, Obama's first years, I was kind of like, yeah, hope and change, and then I realized, oh, this dude's a piece of shit. And in 2012, I was like, yeah, never mind. And then, but he was running against what was it, Mitt Romney, which is, yeah, but I terrible. You've always been on the right leaning. And who took you? I mean, what brought you to that Pennsylvania? Were you with like just friends, or you said out of the
No.
moment?
Yeah, I was at work. I was EMT at the time, and I worked all night, and I just felt like I wanted some kind of adventure. So I'm not sure why I did, but I looked up Trump rallies or rallies, and it popped up that it was the next evening. So I was able to sleep really quick and then drive about 6.5 hours just to go experience this random time. So I don't regret it. It was great.
Oh yeah,
I know,
yeah.
man.
It's
I've
6
always
hours.
wanted to go to a freaking Trump rally. I never got to
Yeah.
go.
So that was quite a drive.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
That
it was
is
a
an
lot of fun.
adventure. So that's cool. And then what took you to DC on January 6th?
So the main reason was that I wanted to see the large crowd. It probably sounds kind of stupid, but
No, that's
legitimately, I heard there would be thousands of people there. Like I was seeing the hype, a few days before, and yeah, I just really wanted to see the massive crowd. I mean, I totally support. I do believe the 2020 election was stolen, all that stuff. But
Oh.
we can't say that
I
on this
know.
podcast. No, I'm just
Get her
joking.
off the air.
Oh my god.
Back to
Oh
Jay.
no, don't be like, don't you say false claims. No, we are. I mean, to an extent, right? Yeah, there's definitely
Yeah.
some foul play, for sure. I totally agree. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
It's all good. Yeah, so that was my intent. I didn't really have, I mean, I sensed there would be something that would happen. Honestly, I knew there would probably something happen, but I figured there'd be like Antifa or BLM clashing with the crowd. And so I went up with a backpack full of medical supplies, just, in case. Never could have imagined what actually happened. But
No, I don't think anyone
yeah.
did.
You really went on that hunch, and it was a good hunch.
Dude,
No kidding. I'm
Yeah.
like,
I brought a bunch of medical surviving
I know.
kits over here.
So you are there. You're at the speech beforehand, huh?
Yeah, a little. We left about half hour. So I made friends while I was in the crowd, and we decided to stick together. And we left about a half hour before he was finished. So I didn't hear any of the "Let's go to the Capitol," blah blah blah.
Yeah, you're a trailblazer. You just said, "Fuck it, we're doing it anyway."
Yeah, we were like,
I got a feeling that we got to be there.
I know, right? You know what? Let's go.
Let's go start a riot.
That's-
no.
it would be like, it's mostly peaceful. Everything's going haywire, just like the Dems or BLM riots.
Was the riot already taking place when he got there, or was it still good vibes like going on?
Okay, so it was totally amazing vibes the entire walk to the Capitol. Like I have video recording of people singing and dancing. There was an old couple that was dancing. Like just you couldn't meet a stranger. Like it was just amazing vibes. And when we got closer to the Capitol, like still couldn't tell something was going on. We made it all the way up to the steps. But the only reason I knew something was going on is because I heard the flashbangs from a distance going off just randomly. I was like, really, why in the world are flashbangs going off? We're allowed to be up here at the steps. That was the ticker, was the fact that we weren't allowed to be up at the steps, but all of us assumed we were because none of us saw the fencing, because I got up after the fencing was torn down. So then
Okay.
it was really confusing to hear the flashbangs go off, and we're like, why are the police having this like intense reaction to us being here if we're not doing anything? It makes sense realizing we weren't supposed to be there, but in hindsight,
Yeah, where they said they intentionally took off the fencing, right? That's usually there.
Yeah, there's actual video of a guy running along, ripping down the fencing. It's like,
Which is it was which is comes to more like it was all set up. Like it was just such a setup.
yeah,
It was a giant entrapment, man. That's pretty what it was.
yeah.
So you got there. So you're at the rally. You leave 30 minutes early. You get there, and it's just you said it's peaceful. Everything's going on, and you get to the steps.
hmm
Is that the area where all the chaos happens, or?
Yeah, I was on the west side. So that I mean, I was right there when the fencing at the steps broke, like breached. I have pictures of the guys streaming up underneath the scaffolding. Yeah, I was like right there at the front lines. It was insane looking back. It's just like I saw the guy with the horns, like the shaman guy.
Oh, the
Yeah,
shaman guy.
yeah.
I was right behind him, and I was like, dude, that man has a spear. and I was like, I brushed the arm of the judge's kid that was wearing the fox fur and the glasses. Like, I got fur on his, like, looking back, it's just as crazy. I got fur on my jacket from when I brushed up against him and stuff. So it was, yeah. I saw.
Have you ever gotten in contact with the shaman and told him that, or no?
No, I'm waiting for my opportunity.
Yeah, he's all high so now, right? He's like
Yeah.
up there. He's all celebrity status now.
Yeah.
Him and the lantern guy. They're
Oh yeah, dude.
in the
They're
stratosphere now, man.
they're top of the totem pole on that one.
Yeah, I haven't met somebody that actually was near the shaman guy. Everybody we've interviewed quite a bit, about 7 now, and they're all got there like a lot later. So they're like, dude, it was just what was going on.
They were minutes late. Like,
Yeah, so you were during the breach. What's going on in your head when you're seeing all this chaos going on? Like, what are you thinking?
Well, first it's like insane and really cool because I'm getting to see something actually happen. Like, it, you always see stuff on TV and like, oh man, wish I could see that in person. It's like, well, I was actually seeing it in person. So at first I was just like, whoa, this is awesome. And then your brain finally clicks and it's like, well, maybe this isn't the best idea. Like, something seems off. And so I went off to the side and tried to collect my thoughts. And yeah, it was really hard not to get caught up in the initial like push underneath the scaffolding.
So you went under the scaffolding.
I tried. There was tear gas underneath there, so I backed off and I went. So the scaffolding's here, and then the police line's out, like across to the other stairs, and I went here, and I went to about the middle of the police line and tried to make eye contact with some of the officers and thank them for their service.
I'm on your side, guys.
So were those people that, like, the guy that went under the scaffolding, would you say he was an agitator, or was it just kind of like hearing the flashbangs freaked him out? What was your like reaction?
On that? Yeah.
Take on that. There you go.
Right. I mean, like the shaman, he wasn't doing anything. But then it was just very agitated. Like right at the front, it was just super agitated. I mean, there was guys in helmets and vests and stuff decked out, and when we first got there, like it just right at the front, it was just super agitated. Like they were trying to push already, but when we got up there, and then a couple of them got up on the side of the scaffolding past the police line, and they were arrested right away. Well, the rest of the crowd cheered because that was the mood at the time. But as far as, I don't know what happened all the way at front, but there was just a lot of anger right at the front of the line, and I don't know. They finally pushed through, and the rest of us just followed.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, that makes sense. Did you ever look behind you to see how the crowd looked behind you?
Yes, it was.
Like,
oh my word!
Explain that to us.
Yeah, give us that input right there.
Take us through that.
It was insane. So I ended up. I hadn't looked back until a little while later, about 15-20 minutes later, and I was recovering from pepper spray, and someone tapped on my shoulder and he said, "When you get a chance, look behind you." And so I finally recovered from the pepper spray and was able to see. And I looked back, and it's just thousands of people down towards the Washington Monument, down Constitution Avenue. Like, it's just crowded, packed. And yeah, I just stood there for a while and looked at it. It was insane.
Yeah, I can imagine that. Like,
can you imagine, you at that point, like, you don't even know what's going on, but like it's like a moment in history. It's a moment that's going to go down in history.
Oh yeah,
and you got first look at it. That's freaking amazing.
Absolutely, yeah.
That's crazy. Like, what were you thinking when you saw those people though? Because I'd be like, fuck, like I would just go crazy. I don't know, because that mom mentality, man. You would just get so
full of adrenaline, man.
Yeah, adrenaline in the moment. Not tasered. You're already, what is it? Maced, pepper sprayed, mace, all that. You see flashbangs, and it's just chaos. What's going on in your head?
I mean, honestly, it was a great feeling. Like looking back, just like, man, I can't believe I was feeling so good at that time. It was peaceful. Weirdly to say, like there was a lot of yelling and whatever, the crowd's really loud and you can't think for yourself. But I just remember being feeling very safe, weirdly. And then when I turned back around, the police had already retreated, and then the Capitol was just being overtaken. I don't know, it was kind of cool. Strangely enough.
That sounds that's so. What made you go to the Capitol? Like, because you left early, right? So you didn't hear the going over there. Like, it was it just the crowd saying, "Hey, we're going to the Capitol," or what?
Basically,
what made you go?
Yeah, it was kind of confusing. At first, when I first got there, I asked a couple people what we were supposed to be doing that day, and they were like, "Well, I think we're supposed to walk down to the Capitol and back to the Washington Monument and just do like a circle and just keep like, rally marching or whatever." So I thought
Okay.
the intent for when we were going down to the Capitol. But then we ended up, getting caught up in the chaos and just staying at the Capitol. So that's what I thought we were originally planning to do.
Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. So y'all were just like, we're gonna do like these routes,
Right.
like we're going on these routes, and then it just all hell broke loose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's pretty much it, right?
That sums it up. So yeah, I did want to get your take on a couple things, like just what's going on in your mind. We did see a couple pictures, so we're like, oh man, I would love to. I always like to ask, like, what are you thinking there? Give me 1 second. Let me make sure we're all here. All right, we are. So right here, I looked at this picture. And it looks like you're not having a good time at all.
It looks like you're just tired already. Like, I'm done with this.
I was like, I want to know what she's thinking in this moment, because it looks real. It looks funny.
It's a lot smaller in real life.
This isn't the what I signed up for.
No.
So what's going on? Where are you in this picture, and what's going on in your head?
So I'm in the west door, like I don't know how to describe it, but the west side of the Capitol. It's right in the doorway. And I had crawled through the window just, a couple feet back behind that area. And I mean, at that point, it was kind of pointless trying to go farther into the building. I mean, I was curious. I wanted to go farther in the building, just straight up, because it was, cool. I'm there. Why not? And so then, but the officers had already like corralled us all just to that area. And I didn't, want to mess with them. And then the officer, you see, there's the guy with the white face that's very prominent right there at the front of the picture on the right.
Yeah.
The officer,
Right
yelled for everybody to leave the building. And so at that point, I had been yelling, just like, "Hey guys, come on, let's go," and like waving and like go. And then I think that I made that face because I saw the camera go up above the crowd, like this just massive news camera go up above the crowd. And I had this feeling that this was going to be an important moment. And I was like, oh no. Sure enough, that's the picture that got on Business Insider. And,
oh, really?
Yeah. And some people recognized me and turned me in.
Oh, wow. I would have been like, God damn it, y'all didn't get my good
damn
side.
snitch, man.
I look like an idiot right now. Come on. No, so that's interesting. I love the backstories behind the pictures. So I mean, I'm looking at these pictures, right? And I'm looking at these guys right here. They look like they're ready for war. You see the helmets and everything. Yeah. Right. So would you what conclusion did you come up with? Do you think that they knew what was going on, or were they like, what kind of shit were they yelling?
I mean, wasn't that loud in there, if I remember correctly, which I probably don't. But I have no idea. I wasn't even. Yeah, I've got nothing. I don't know why they came looking like that. I mean, I know like the Oath Keepers and the Proud Boys came looking how they did, but as far as them, I got nothing. I mean, they're probably
because that guy looks heavily geared right there. Like,
right?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Ready for something.
I know there was. I mean, we all know now that there's FBI in there, and they're not releasing tapes because they're like, well, it would indict. I mean, it would expose a lot of FBI informants committing crimes, which is absurd that we're even talking. Like, what? Like, are you serious? Yeah, this is crazy. Yes, and I know we did interview Jessica Watkins, and she was part of the Oath Keepers, and she was saying that she was there for, like, keeping where it was medical. and that's why she was all geared up and stuff.
Medical
like that.
protection. Yeah.
Yes, so that's interesting. So I do want to go down. So this is the picture that of you going through the window. So can you take us through this moment? What's going on?
Yeah, so we there was like a ramp, like a disabled ramp, like wheelchair ramp. There we go. That's what it's called. Coming up this like that everyone was filing up to get into the door, and it was taking a really long time. So I got bored and I saw that the window was open and low enough to crawl into, and so I did.
Oh, okay.
And I just it seemed like the smart thing to do. So I jump up in the window and a guy helps me back down. And then when I get down, another guy jumps in behind me and just starts yelling and like hitting the wall that anyway part of the window and broke it and stuff.
All the flaming.
Oh, okay.
Antifa. Yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, we saw the picture. I was all, not the window.
the window. So we're looking at it, and that's you as well. And so these are some of the pictures that they used in court to indict you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So you said you were on Business Insider. Can you explain that?
I mean, yeah, just not my name or anything. Just that picture that you had looked at first was right at the top of the article, and so yeah, people in my town saw the article, recognized me instantly, and turned me in.
So are you from a small town?
Yeah, I'm from a small town.
Okay, so yeah, I did see. We'll go on X on the rest of them because you have some better stuff on X. There was one video me and Chris were watching it, and we're like, oh man, that looks crazy because it's just the flags and so many people and all that kind of stuff. And now we'll watch those, and you could give us like what's going on in your mind, and then we could go to the raid. All right, so let's go ahead and share some of these videos, and you can tell us what are these your videos or these are videos that you oh, these are your actual videos. Mm-hmm. Nice. Okay, that's what I was wondering. So let's go ahead and watch some of this.
Oh, I cut off the sound on that one. I'm not sure.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so what is going on there? Is this before you entered the Capitol or after?
Yep, that was before.
Oh, so that's before.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so everybody just decided to sing the national anthem?
Yeah, I mean it would periodically break out every now and then, and God Bless America would too.
See, everyone looks real chilled right there.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks really relaxed there.
Right?
And this is before you said right. This is before the flashbangs?
Yeah, no, this was after. Like this is so I only saw like 1% of the violence, which was the flashbangs, and then they retreated, and then that's all I ever saw.
Oh, okay. Did you see Ray Epps?
No. If I had, I wouldn't have realized who I was seeing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I was just wondering, like, if you like, oh, I saw that guy. I mean, because he was like very loud about what he was doing, you know?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so I would think maybe recognize it. So this is the video that me and Chris saw, and we just thought, man, I want to get her take on it, and that's awesome. We did not know that you took it, so that's even better. We're gonna watch it, and then you could talk us through it, like what was going on, what were you thinking?
That would have been us right there.
Yeah. That's fucking crazy,
that,
dude.
Man. You see, from there you see no violence, you see nothing, just a bunch of people screaming. Patriots.
Look at that big ass flag, man. That looks epic.
But I'm taking that one home.
Okay, I do gotta say, I love that guy. Whoever that guy is. Who is that? Somebody just right next to you? He's just
Yeah.
he's a great hype man for the video. Just, yeah.
Was that the moment that someone told you to turn, like, to when you get your eyes situated to turn back and look around?
No, no, this was way a little after, but yeah, that would have been the reason why I did it.
So
Yeah, that
were
was
you
amazing
good?
shot.
Yeah, that's a good video. That's a really good video. Were you at that point you hadn't gotten maced or nothing yet? Like everything was.
No, I had gotten maced.
It
So
was after.
down there on the floor is where, so I didn't personally get maced. I got hit by the super soaker, the one officer that was using just a massive super soaker gun. And
Mm.
so it wasn't directed at me, it was just a couple drops on my face. But yeah, that was after the mace.
Okay, so that was a really good video. I'm surprised they didn't take they didn't make y'all delete or do anything. They didn't take your phone when you got arrested,
Yeah, I did. They took my phone. Yep. Yeah.
but they didn't make y'all like delete any of the videos or nothing.
I mean, I would have had no, they didn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just
I
wondering.
don't think they can, anyways, can they?
Or they did a lot of stuff they can't do.
Well, yeah, no,
That's a good
yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, so who knows with these people. Yeah, so let's go ahead and check this one out. We really like this one.
There's just so many people, man.
That's just a crazy amount of people. So what's going on in this video?
I had made it all the way to the top of the steps by the pillars out front of the Capitol, and we were just chilling. I was getting to know the guys beside me. They were from New Jersey, and they were telling me, like, yeah, we were just laughing and joking and be like, well, what now? Oh, we're all gonna end up in jail.
We might as well make the best of
I was
it.
saying, you might as well just have some fun.
Make the best of the situation. Well,
Yeah.
we're going to jail.
It was great. And we
So-
laughed because a guy walked past with a hall tree, and we're like, why the heck would you do that? Like, we just take a hall tree from the Capitol building.
Oh man, so and it does look very calm there. So I'm interested. Like that was before you went inside too.
Yeah. I mean,
So oh, go ahead.
yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. So y'all had no idea you weren't supposed to be there.
I knew it. Like,
I love the honesty.
like technically I knew it. I mean, I know the Capitol building. I know that area has always been roped off. You aren't allowed there unless you're invited, blah blah blah. So like it was more of a it was more of a opportunity moment. It was like, I'm not gonna get personally arrested immediately, so why not go exploring basically and experience this in real life? Like really, see what's happening and be able to tell people what I saw instead of what they see on the TV.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I really like this photo. We saw this and we're just like, that's such a badass photo. That's such a like, oh dude, that's a great photo. I'm glad you took it. But
I've never seen that photo before.
I know I've never seen this. It needs to go viral. This photo needs to go viral. But it's such a good one with Trump there.
That's gonna be our new picture for our J6.
I know. There you go. You should have that. Yeah, we need that. We're gonna put that on there. So, in this time, what is going on during this photo? What do y'all up to?
So it looks like the police line's still there, maybe part of it. So I can't quite remember if that was before that. I think that was before I was pepper sprayed, because I had gone. I was up at the police line, and then I went back and just hung out trying to catch my bearings and stuff, and then took pictures and really noticed that shot and wanted to get it. So yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was another epic shot.
That was a good one. And this one's like I guess this one's your famous shot, right?
Yep.
So who took this photo, by the way?
The girl, the people I met from New Jersey. She was like, "Hey, you want a picture with the Capitol?" and like gave me her sign. So that wasn't even my sign. I was like, yeah, heck yeah, let's do this. And so then, and this wasn't even posted anywhere. It was posted in a private Facebook chat. So or like Facebook message. So I didn't. Yeah, all the stuff they took was all private. Jerks.
Yeah.
Damn. So that I like that photo. That's a good one. You look like you're enjoying yourself. So that's really cool. I want to hear how it all went down afterwards. So you're there. What do you do after? Did you drive home or go to a hotel? And lead us up to when you know, like, shit, this is it. I'm getting in trouble for what happened. Yeah.
Done. Yeah, so I drove home that night. We left around. Me and my friend walked to our vehicles around 4 o'clock. A friend I made, I should say. I went up alone, and then drove home that night, and then I wasn't able to come off the adrenaline rush for like 3 days.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
It was insane. It was just insane. And then I knew enough not to tell people I had gone into the Capitol building. But I also knew there was plenty of pictures of it and it was bound to come out. So I was waiting for it to get out. And then slowly it did. And then, well, no, January 12th is when I lost my job because a nurse from the hospital found the Business Insider page, sent it to my director, and was like, "Hey, so she's in a crowd without a mask, and she's in the Capitol on January 6th." And just like, "We've got a problem." And I was like, "Oh my word!"
You got double whammy.
Right?
She was probably, knowing her, she was probably more offended. She was more offended by the mask.
Yeah.
She was.
They're all like, it's not that you were at the Capitol. You weren't wearing a mask.
It's not that you were at the Capitol. It's the mask thing. I mean, come on. You're just spewing out white supremacy, all maskless like
you
this.
think we're a joke?
Okay, so you got snitched out by a coworker.
Oh yes, yeah. And then I resigned. The director was my friend, so I didn't want to make her fire me. So I just went ahead and resigned. Banned for life, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was before charges. That was just the fact that I was in the Capitol building. So then, yeah, just a couple months later, I heard some of my old high school old high school people were pretty determined to turn me in, and so I knew people had already been turning me in. I knew it was a matter of time before they got me, because I saw how crazy they were going by trying to catch everybody, and I was like, there's no way I'm not gonna get caught. So like, yeah, but then it was a year later, it was January 31st, that they came into my place of work and picked me up. But I knew they were coming. Like, I think it was January that the new attorney general or something had said, we're still coming after you guys. We're going to crack down. This is going to get terrible. And Dad texted me and was like, "Yeah, they're still coming. They're coming for you." And I was like, I know. I know they're coming for me.
Damn.
So
Did you ever seek like legal advice during this whole when you knew that some shit was going to happen? Did you seek any legal advice?
Yeah, well, a couple weeks after, I had texted a lawyer friend and asked him what I should do and stuff, and he told me, if the FBI comes to your door, you don't need to say anything, because they either don't have anything to go on and need you to tell them, or they've already got all they need and they don't need you to say anything anyway. So I mean, that way. And they were like, there's no way you're gonna get arrested. I was like, sure.
Yeah, don't incriminate yourself.
You're like, I went through a window.
Right. Yes, like there's
I do want to say, I want to say you're a good friend for resigning and not making your friend do that to you, because that's what we need that one motherfucker to do right now with the signal gate going on with Trump. He needs to resign. But that's really noble of you to do that and kind of like take the pressure off of your friend. Now those high school buddies that you said, that's really messed up. Did you do anything toward them in high school, or are they just like, they were just liberals?
I don't know. I honestly have not been able to figure it out, but they are huge liberals. Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what you did.
That's why.
That's what you did. You're a goddamn white supremacist insurrectionist to them, in their minds. I'm not saying that's what you are, but in their minds, that's probably what they're thinking. I know, jeez. That is crazy.
That's why she named them people, not friends.
I know, right? She said buddy at first. You're just a nice person, I can see.
Well, I still like them, but weirdly.
Oh, what?
I knew they were jerks to begin with, so.
Oh, okay. And the one that turned you in to your boss in the nursing field. Have you ever spoken to her again, or no? No, I haven't. You. Nope. Yeah, because if I were you, I would have went through I would have got the first Jew Jew lawyer. I need a Jew lawyer right now.
give me the best one
I
you
need
have.
the Jewiest name out there.
I got 50 ounces of silver.
One that talks like Bernie. It's all
I
it's a good thing.
missed
It's like, you're over there getting regular white people. You need Jew. You need a Jew for that. Come on.
They know how to do this.
I know. They're the ones. They
Never
got
thought
it.
of it.
Who's they? Who's they, Chris?
It's just
Chris is gonna get all Kanye over here. You
they
know,
just
calm
have
down.
they just have no free congregation. What is it called? When you get the free consultation?
Oh, yeah.
You got to pay for that shit.
You gotta pay for that. There's nothing free around there. That's pretty wild. So can you take us through when they picked you up? And first of all, I don't want to skip through it. So your family, you had already talked to them. How did that go? The conversation with your family?
As far as like what
Like, were they
happened?
pissed off, or were they like, "What the fuck were you thinking?" Or they were just like, understanding.
She's like, I never told him I win.
I swear that's not me, Daddy.
It's my evil twin. That's what they wanted me to say.
So how did that conversation go with your family?
Yeah, so well, Dad I feel so terrible. Dad had called me that day on January 6th and tried very hard to get me to come home. And I was like, "No, Dad, everything's fine. I'm safe. Like, there's no violence. Like, I'm just gonna stay here for a while." And that was like right before I went into the Capitol building. So it's like he was really frustrated and upset he wasn't able to get me to come home before then. So in that way, but as far as like supporting, like he understands why I was there, because I am his daughter and we are of the same blood.
I like them already.
Yeah, he gets it, and they were super supportive. Oh my goodness, I could not have done it without them, getting through all the trials and stuff. But yeah, he was super frustrated.
That's awesome that you have a core like that to keep you grounded for sure.
Yeah.
And I do want to say, did you get shunned from anybody like in your
Community.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you, Chris. I was already getting a brain fart. Was there any like because I know a lot of J6ers even now they've been posting on Facebook. They've been getting like angry letters and stuff like that. Have you ever received anything like that?
Weirdly enough, no. I am one of the ones that never, except for a few hateful comments on my Facebook post after I was arrested, I have not received any hate so far. Even in prison, I kept expecting to get like hate mail and stuff. And it's like, nope, nothing. So there's a plus to not being a celebrity status.
Yeah. Where I did see on that one where you're going through the window, somebody posted like a comment and said, "I hope they mow all you down" or something like that. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, and
So
Twitter hate comments. Yeah,
yeah.
Those jerks are insane.
Those were the old Twitter days.
Yeah.
Jack Dorsey, that fascist prick.
They still do it.
Yeah. No, did you see anywhere, like, were you near the Ashley Babbitt? Did you hear the gunshot or anything like that?
No, but we heard the rumor filtering through the crowd that someone had gotten shot. So that's all I knew until later. That this news traveled fast. So yeah, that was pretty.
Okay, so you were there when she got shot, like you were in the building, just not near her, but you.
I was in like right in the area, the grounds or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually didn't see what time she got shot, but yeah.
That's so I do want to say, okay, so take us through you getting arrested. How did that go down?
Yeah. So
I already know it's a good story.
yeah.
Let me get my beer for this one.
Yeah. Let's get loaded up.
So I was kind of trying, like, I kind of jokingly would tell my coworkers and stuff, wouldn't it be hilarious if the FBI came in? I worked at a little deli, a sandwich deli, and we were really tight and stuff. And so I joke with them about, what if someone walked in here and they'd be like, "Ah, ha, ha, you're funny," and stuff, and not realizing I was 100% serious. So like 3 to 4 weeks that January, I kept like looking at the door whenever a uniformed officer would walk in or something. My heart would drop. And then January 31st, I wasn't supposed to work that day. So it was very nice. It was very great that I was actually working that day, because they came to my house at 7:30 in the morning. And their report says that they called with a bullhorn to my house to get me to come out. And thankfully I was not there. So then 6 of them split off and plainclothes, and they came to the deli, and I was innocently there making sandwiches when a woman walked around the corner into my line of sight, and instantly I knew it was an officer. She had that, you know, whatever, like that mannerism of just being an officer on duty. So I was like, oh, it must be a new officer in town, someone I don't recognize. And I was like, okay. So I, you know, greeted her friendly and stuff, and she looks me dead in the eye, and she goes, "Are you Jolene?" I'm like, oh no! And she flips her badge.
I knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah. She flips her badge, says she's from the FBI and that she needs to talk to me outside. And my mind's racing and stuff. And I said, well, I need to go get my coworker to make these sandwiches I'm making right now. She's like, go ahead. And then out of the corner of my eyes, I see another one, plainclothes officer, standing in the doorway behind me, like blocking my exit, right? And so I get my things, and she casually says, here, let me hold your phone. It's the last time I ever saw the phone. And then I tell my coworker that I have to go. She's going to take me outside to talk. And the agent interrupts me and says, no, actually, we're going to be taking you for the day. And I was like, okay, well, then I got to tell my boss, who's just sitting there in the deli eating sandwich. And so they follow me over there, and I tell her that I'm going to be taken for the day and stuff. And she's just like, okay. So then we start walking out. And as soon as I get outside, my agent, Brittany, turns around and says, actually, you are under arrest. We just didn't want to make a scene in there with you. And that's when they handcuff me and search me and read me my rights and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my word, this is like a bucket list dream come true. What the heck is happening right now?
Dude, I thought of like a million jokes.
I know,
a million
I know,
jokes right there.
I know there's so much. There was a lot of sandwich talking. You're way too fucking
She's
nice.
making me so hungry.
You're all like, if we tell my boss, I would have been like, dude, I'm going to fucking jail. Fuck everybody.
No, I was actually thinking if you were going to tell your boss, hey, remember that joke about the FBI, you know, coming in?
See, y'all doubted me.
It wasn't a joke.
You know?
Y'all owe me $50. Remember, we made a bet on this.
Put that on my books.
I was too scared.
I'd have been, who's coming with me? No. Dude, I would have. The last thing, I'm gonna be honest. The last thing I would have thought is I need to tell my boss. I would have been like, fuck all this shit. I'm going to. You're such a nice person. I can imagine.
Do you mind if I make a sandwich to bro? He throws like a ham at them and tries to run away.
Just throwing me. I'll get like 2 feet before I pass out. I'm not.
Okay, I'm tired.
Take me in, coach. But yeah, that's so when you went outside, how many police cars were there?
So they were all in unmarked trucks, and it finally sunk. So there's only 2 of them or 3 of them that were with me, and it finally sunk in as I was like observing as she's handcuffing me. There's 2 officers sitting in a truck overlooking the parking lot, and then there was another truck beside ours that another agent was talking to. So I was like, okay, so there's like 6 of them. So that was cool that I was able to like keep my frame of mind during that time, because I was like half terrified and afraid they were gonna like beat me up and stuff, and then the other part was like, man, this is really cool.
See, that's how I know you led a good life. Because I've been arrested many times for.
Oh, you would have made a scene.
Yeah, I've been arrested too many times where I'd be like, fuck, like, god damn it, I'm back in it.
Another day.
I know, shit. I would already be thinking about getting my spread money. I don't know if y'all do. Is that a Texas thing? Is that a Texas thing in prison over there? Y'all make spreads?
Spread, like that's the first time I've heard that term. Like,
okay, then maybe that is a Texas thing. So you get like the ramen noodles, you get like Chachitos cheese, and you put like it's like a fucking it's a prison. It's like a jailhouse cuisine. You got to look it up.
She's like, that's disgusting. I know we had actual food.
We're not savages.
She's like, I'm not an actual criminal, sir.
No, but yeah, it's a thing. I don't know. I guess it's a Texas thing. Every time we went to county, man, when you get like that, when you get money on your books, you're like, let's get the spread. You know, it was like eating that. It was gourmet. In jail and prison, they definitely do that. But I luckily have did not go to prison. Only county a few times, just a few, you know, because one time's not enough. You know, I like to experience things multiple times.
A lot of mistakes in my
just
life.
to make sure I don't like it. Like, my 5th time, I knew I didn't like it. Yeah, this ain't for me no more. You know,
I'm done with this. This isn't cool anymore.
It's not fun getting arrested. The brochure lied to me. But okay, so you are arrested. You're going in. And what happened after that? Are they talking to you in the car? Are they like intimidating you, or are they just kind of just quiet?
No, no, I was expecting them to flip, but they put me in the truck and then drove to my house, which I'm yeah. And then we just sat in the parking lot while the rest of them stormed the house. Well, I guess they didn't really storm, but she asked me where the key was, and of course I gave it because I was like, I don't want the door broken down. So they were super nice, like very, very nice. And yeah, we just sat there and chatted until until they finished clearing the house. And then they let me go in and use the bathroom. And when I walked in the door, there's just like a ton of agents in the living room. And I'm like, oh, it's a party. And they like all like nervous chuckled and stuff.
I'd have been like, I make sandwiches.
Y'all hungry?
Anybody want some sandwiches? Just all stupid, right? Just all top. Hey, is there any way we could like brush this under the table, you know? So okay, so you do that, and then you go to the county jail of your that precinct where you're at.
No, it took me an hour away to a federal courthouse and turned me over to the marshals. And then actually they told me on the way there that and they did ask me like 5 or 6 questions in the parking lot then, but I said I retained my right to remain silent on most of them. For like 2 of them I answered. And yeah, each time I kept expecting him to like flip. Nice. They did make it a point to tell me that if it's the reason how my behavior at that time is the reason they're being so nice to me. So if I would have been combative or something, it would have been a different story. And I was like, oh, well, okay.
Oh, okay.
So then they took me to the federal courthouse and locked me up, ankle chains and everything, fingerprinted me, mugshot, all that stuff. And then I saw the magistrate judge that afternoon and was out by the evening. But they, it was like an hour away, and it was cold, and it was in the evening, and the courthouse shut down. So I was sitting on the sidewalk, shivering and singing to myself like a crazy person until my brother was able to come and pick me up.
So what do you? I was gonna say, what are you thinking at that moment? Like, shit, this is real now.
Yeah, basically, yeah. It's just like, oh my goodness, this is actually happening now. Let's go, and also that I was cold and how stupid it was that they didn't let me just drive up behind them.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, how long are you out before you do time? Like, you're out on bail. How long are you out, and how did that go?
Yeah, so I was out from January 2022 to October of 23. I went to prison. I was sentenced in prison. Is that it? Huh. Yeah. So a year and a half later, I had the trial. 3 months after that, I had a sentencing, and like a couple weeks after that, I was designated to the prison.
Oh, okay.
Okay. At the time.
Yeah. So that's So did you go back to the shop after that?
The shop.
Didn't work?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like, come right back in.
I had some.
Tell us some stories.
Girl, by the way, we clocked you out that whole time.
That was good. That's cool.
Hey, dogs. Yeah.
Yeah,
I had some crazy PTSD from it that I had to like get through, but yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you're out and you go to prison. What prison are you going to? And you said you got 2 months. So what prison did you go to?
FDC Philadelphia.
Oh, so you actually went back to DC?
No, it stands for Federal Detention Center, and it was directly right in the middle of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Oh, okay. FDC Philadelphia. I thought I heard DC.
Sorry.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. That was me. So you're in Philadelphia, and how does your time go? Are you treated any differently from the other prisoners, or because Philadelphia is a very blue state?
Yeah.
Philadelphia is a very blue city. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's extremely blue. That's bright blue. How did your time go in prison?
Yeah, it was soul crushing, but also very interesting, and I actually enjoyed most of it. They filtered through a lot of the January 6th people through that prison already. So a lot of the inmates and staff were familiar with January 6th people. So I didn't notice any difference as far as like even the inmates. They'd hear they like it confused them to why some of the January 6th people were lying about being January 6th people. So they one of the girls that went in there didn't like lied about what her charges were, and it made the inmates mad, like the other girls. And so yeah, they didn't care. They were really confused as to why lawyers were telling us to not tell them why we were in there. But yeah, other than that, there was like a huge.
I can see that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, especially if you're going into Philly, you're in the belly of the beast. I could see like, yeah, but you don't want to put a target on your back, you know. You want to make your time as easy as possible. But yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, all good. Yeah, they but just a lot of them didn't care. It's just that, and some of them understood that, you know, they've been abused by the system for years, and they understand. Like they get, you know, they get it. Why am I in prison for trespassing? You know, for misdemeanor trespassing. It just didn't make sense. And there was like a massive Trump supporter in there. She was super loud, and she'd just start chanting Trump and Trump, Trump.
I'm assuming she's black.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, that motherfucking Trump.
She's all she was.
Yeah, she was. It's already knew. You don't have to say nothing. She's like, I don't want to be affiliated with this interview.
She's gonna slowly disappear from the screen, just like
we love it.
I think she left.
We love the black Vegas here. No, we're just talking shit. Sorry, but okay. So she's loud. She's having it. So she kind of protected you.
No, but it made me feel better.
That went totally sideways.
She hated my guts. Yeah.
Oh no, that bitch made my life a living hell.
They had to separate us. Yeah.
There was no spreads. There was no spreads in that fucking facility. No, so okay, so she just was a vocal Trump supporter.
Very vocal, yeah. She was vocal about everything. She just, yep. We were glad when she left.
So, did you do anything to make your time faster? Did you like volunteer work or do anything during your couple of months there?
No, and it no.
All the answers are just everything I'm not expecting. Like, no, I did nothing.
Were y'all allowed like books or cards or anything like that? Like,
yeah, books, reading and drawing, and then I'd go out in the gym and I'd sing. So that was a lot of fun.
Wow, she was giving a lot more than most of the other ones, man.
No, she wasn't in the DC.
No, I know that.
Yeah,
the
that's
yeah,
so
you
weren't in the horribleness of that. Yeah, the most of the people we interviewed, they've been in like they were during the DC time doing like solitary confinement. That's why I was asking you if you had that, but so you had like a pretty. I mean, it's unfortunate, but you had a pretty good go at it at least. You didn't see anything crazy in your prison time there, or anything like that stuck out to you?
Yeah, we just couple like just medical neglect that really got to witness and see firsthand, and then also just the disregard for inmates themselves, because one night the toilet flooded like right before we got locked in our cells for the night, and it flooded the area in front of my cell actually, because I was on the low end, and I had just gotten a new roommate and she was 7 months pregnant, and all the girls said that they are not going to be pumping this dirty toilet water until maybe the next day. And so then we would have been stuck with dirty toilet water in our cell with, you know, this pregnant lady. It was just it was awful, absolutely awful. But thankfully me and another girl were able to get some of the water down the drain, and then we just blocked underneath our door with as much stuff we could, like clothes and bags and pads and all that stuff, and it kept the water from coming in. But just the fact that, I mean, it's happened multiple times before, and even one time like the water got, you know, yay high in the prison, and they didn't pump it until the next day. It's just insane. Absolutely insane.
I'm sorry, I'm just so much of a capitalist. I'm thinking, what pads were those? And you need to be a spokesperson for that. These pads save us from drowning. If your cell is filling up with ass soup, get these pads.
Yeah.
These help me during rough times. I'm such an idiot. I'm sorry, but I'm just thinking the whole time.
We're both thinking the same thing.
I know. I was like, damn, what pads were those? Those must be some heavy duty pads right there.
You guys are great. No, it wasn't like the pads were like a last line of defense to keep the water from like trickling in, and they did. All of them got soaked up.
I told her, you just see her plus out. Yeah, it is this. She's all sponsored and everything. It's all, man, are you sponsored? What is this? These will help me in my stint in the FDC Philadelphia. So that is yeah, that's shitty. Poor woman. So she's stuck there and y'all helped her out, which is good. So no, like you never gotten any confrontations or nothing like that, or even with the guards, nothing that stuck out. But that's awesome that you didn't have any of that experience. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I butt heads with one of the girls. She was guarding the hot water, and I disrespected her, and we got into it. So I was kind of proud of myself to like hold my own. But yeah, then I guess apologized. Not really though, but I did, and she thought I apologized, and then she let me have the hot water. So that was kind of surprising. I was really curious to know if I would be able to like hold my own. In a confrontation.
All I'm thinking is fucking women's prison. Jesus Christ, that's a summer camp. Come on, I had worse. What is this?
Wait, y'all had hot water?
I know you see the men's side is like, oh, I got shanked 5 times because I looked at them wrong. It's like, God damn, y'all over there singing Kumbayas for hot water over there. What the fuck is this? This is great.
No.
If I ever go to prison, I'm going to California and I'm identifying as a woman. I'm just going to be the leader of the pack.
Don't do it. There's so much more drama, dude. Don't do it.
I can imagine. I'm totally just joking around with you. But so, what kind of drama would you see in the women's prison? I'm curious now.
Relationship drama. I want to say about 60% of them were hooking up with each other, or gay for this day or whatever. So they'd there'd be fights over whose girlfriend was sleeping with the other girlfriend, and like couple fights happened, but they do it really quietly in the rooms, so you never really know what was happening until like later when you see the bruises and stuff. So like that would, like, the chatter and the gossip would just like, oh, this, saw this, that, and the other thing. And then they'd get sent to the shoe or whatever. No, there was stabbings. One of the girls was stabbed in the eye with a fork, but like,
oh, fuck.
So no, they get, and then and then there was one girl.
She says it's the wrong bitch.
Yeah.
No. So that's damn. She got stabbed in the eye with a fork.
Yeah, well, beside her eye, but yeah.
Okay.
She had like a scar and stuff.
She got Dan Crenshaw.
That's like movie shit right there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. No, so I know violence does happen in a women's prison. I'm just joking. But yeah, it's definitely a little different. I have seen a lot of documentaries with women's prison, and it looks a lot more like they're like of course there's always going to be bullies and aggressive people, but it's going to be a lot more like compared to the men's side. It's
going to bring out the worst in some people. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what was your release like, and what did you do when you got pardoned?
Yeah, so like the release from prison?
Yes.
Yeah. I was very emotional. I was trying very hard not to cry, and because I had made some very dear friends. And so yeah, it was very difficult. Did you know? Yeah, but they when you change into your outside clothes, they still have to watch you.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Horrified.
See, when I used to go to jail, I remember the first time I went to act. I mean, I had been in and out juvenile a couple times, and then I went to jail when I was 17 because I just wanted to step my game up. And it's no, but
I turned in an application and they accepted.
I remember my dad told me too. He goes, "Well, you better get ready for the orange suits because in juvie you get white suits for us in Texas, where I was at, and then in county you get the orange suits." And I was like, "Yeah, I ain't going to county." And like fucking 2 weeks later, I ended up in county. I was dumb when I was younger. That's all behind me now. So I remember like back in the day, they don't do this no more. When I was young, they used to make us stand in a circle. Like all the people getting processed to before you get in your cell, they'd make all these dudes, and I always thought, who applies for this job? So they make you stand in a big circle and they go one by one, and you're like holding your stuff, you know, because you're just there standing there. And then they would make you lift your sack. They would say lift your sack, and then they would make you turn around and spread your ass. And they used to make you do that, man. And then you would have to, they say spread your butt cheeks, and you would have to do that. And then they would make you move your legs like one by one, like up and down, just to make sure if you don't have like anything in your anus, it would cut you, because when you pick up your legs, it would cut you. And so they used to make you do that. And I remember I was 17 years old, like, because in Texas at 17 you're considered an adult, like you go to jail. A lot of states at 17 you go to juvenile still. So I'm 17 years old. I'm like, you know, first time in jail, fucking scared out of my mind. You know, I'm like, holy shit, like this is the big dogs now, you know. And then they have us all in this big circle. And I see all these dudes just like, you know, they've been through the routine over and over. So they're just like, yeah, they pick up their sack, spread their butt cheeks, do that. And then they're all, I'm like, dude, this is weird. So I'm doing it. And then it comes up to me and I'm like, oh, shit. So I do it. I have to do it. You know, everybody has to do it. And then you go on. And then they stopped doing that after a while. They were saying that it was like inhumane to do that. But they make sure you don't have stuff like they make you now. Like they still make you like bend down and do stuff from right here. But it was, yeah, it was eye opening. Like, holy shit, what is going on? But yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah, even when you get dressed, they're gonna be looking at you, make sure you don't have nothing.
It's just insane.
She goes, "You'll know this." I barely met
When
you.
she said that, I was like,
I barely met you, but I know you know what I'm talking about. Now, Chris over here, he's a good kid. Like he was a good kid, like you, I guess. I was a dumbass.
I made my bed and said my prayers.
I was doing other things. So that is so you're I forgot. Oh yeah, that's what I was trying to say. I don't know who applies for that job. Like, hey, you're gonna be the lift the slack. You're the lift the sack, spread your butt cheeks guy.
That'll be you, probably.
I know, right?
Lift the sack.
So I'm gonna be the best lift the sack to spread the butt cheeks guy out. Just come in with your baton already.
You're all handing out like a little sheet of paper, like rate me on this on a scale of 1 to 5, guys.
I know. That's all, just in case I forget my lines. Hold on. Let me get my glasses. Oh yeah, I got it. No, anyways, so you get released, and what you're emotional because you made some friends. So what happens? Sorry, we got carried away with that. My bad.
All good.
we drift pretty bad.
It's great. Yeah. So then I was on a year probation, so I wasn't allowed to talk to any of my people in prison. And then I was actually in with 2 January 6ers, Sandy Wire and Laura Steele. Laura Steele was one of the Oath Keepers. So we really connected. And yeah, it was really sad I had to leave before they did. But yeah, and then just trying to survive the next year. And I was trying to write the book during that time too, and find jobs and stuff. And then the pardon. I didn't believe it would happen, honestly. I was staying very pessimistically hopeful. So, but I was with family that night when he signed the pardon, and it was pretty incredible. Really, it was a very special moment when he signed those pardons. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe he was doing it. And then I was watching all the videos of the January 6th people being picked up from the prisons and stuff, and it was just all night. Another one would pop up. Hey, we picked up this one and we picked up that one. It was incredible.
I was watching those live streams too.
Yeah. It was just moment of history right there. Pretty incredible.
Big moment in history. The whole thing.
I could just picture you like looking at your TV like it's draft night, you know. Yes, all hugging your family. We did it. We did it. Yes. No, so that's good that you didn't have I mean, you had an experience for sure, which is definitely something, but you didn't have the worst of it. We've heard some pretty horrific stories, like pretty bad, and we're like, God damn. And that's good that you made some friends. Did you keep in touch with them after that year was over, or you still in contact?
Yeah, reconnected with them and stuff. Yeah,
that's good.
Yeah,
that's good.
Mm-hmm.
And they're from the same area as well, or?
No, they're a couple hours north and a couple hours south, so we haven't seen each other in person yet, but hopefully.
Oh, okay.
Are you the only J6er in your town?
As far as I know, yes.
Dang, so you're like a mini celebrity.
I know. community celeb.
I'm kind of worried about the book getting out in the town because then I might start getting some hate and feedback, and people realize there's like a January 6er in their town or whatever. But yeah.
Well, when it comes out, let us know. Like,
No, it's out.
yeah.
It's out on Amazon.
It's out.
It's on Amazon?
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it today.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna actually get it out. I was telling her earlier, I'm gonna buy that. I'm gonna buy that and read it. Do you? Damn, but it would be too hard. I was gonna say I want a signed copy. I'm always wanting signed copies, but that'd be too hard. Yeah. Send it to. If you could send it to me, we'll communicate after, and I'll give you my info, and we could get that done, and I'll pay you for it. Yeah, but that's a shit, man. That's a lot. Did it take a toll on your health, or would you say it took a toll on your health or your mind or anything like that?
Yeah, couple months after, yeah, just the stress of it all. I wasn't able to handle much, just sound wise and emotionally wise and stuff for quite a while. So it took a lot of effort to get better like vitamins in and stuff and try to just calm myself down and my nervous system because it was jacked for like 3 years being under the system and stuff, and so it was a really weird feeling trying to get down from that, whatever that was, the stress of it all and stuff. Gotcha. But yeah, mentally, emotionally, it took a pretty big toll.
Okay. And it didn't really affect any relationships with your friends or nothing like that? I know those high school pricks, fuck them. And tell them I said it. Nah, I'm gonna
tell them SamuraiBlitzt said that shit.
Tell them I said it. Just say, I don't know, some Mexican guy in Texas.
This Mexican,
it's a what's his name? I don't know, Martinez Rodriguez, one of those beater names.
Juan or something?
Juan, I don't know. He cuts lawns, I think. But that's kind of shitty. Sorry, I don't want to get you in any trouble with him, but that's no screwed up relationships from it or nothing like that?
No. I've got a lot more support than I thought I would. So
okay, that's good. Yeah.
I mean, me and my brother disagree. He disagreed pretty bad and was really confused why I went to trial and stuff. But yeah, we're still on good terms and hang out and stuff. But it's.
So you went to trial? Oh, we skipped over that. Okay.
You went to
trial?
A big over one. Huh?
That's a big deal.
Yeah.
You did get the Jew, huh? what was his name? This end with Stein.
I'm still paying the loan
off. You went to trial. So what were you charged with, and what made you go to trial?
I was charged with 2 counts of disorderly conduct, 1 count of trespassing, and 1 count of parading and picketing. They were all misdemeanors.
Oh, okay, so you didn't get the felony one that everybody.
No, it was already under dispute by the time they got around to charging me, and so I guess that's why they figured they might as well not charge me with it. So.
Okay. The Supreme Court already ruled that it was like.
Not quite. They had already been fighting it back and forth by that time, but yeah.
Gotcha.
So.
Okay, and what made you go to trial? Like, because 4 misdemeanors, how much time were you looking at?
Most was a year. Unless she wanted to do it concurrently, but yeah, most was a year that I would have been able to get. So
and you said nah, I ain't doing
that.
No.
So I'm a white woman in America. No way. No way we're doing this. Martha Stewart got 6 months for doing way worse. I don't know why I keep going to Martha Stewart today. I don't know what
you got her on your mind. What's going on?
I don't know what happened, man. It's something weird. But no, go ahead. I'm sorry for interrupting.
So I wanted to. So I believed I had trespassed. I knew that was a problem, but I also very much mostly Dad and then me. I finally caught up to it. Just the fact that they were overkilling with the arrests and the waste of the money, like the money they were wasting on like just these massive arrests for simple trespassing charges and stuff, and how they were going completely overboard with the entire situation. It didn't sit right with us. Like it especially with just having come out of the 2020 like riots and where BLM was burning down the cities and stuff, and we weren't hearing much of what like the prosecutions from them. Our stand was that if they went to the trouble of arresting me, then they can go to the trouble of going to trial and doing the worst that they want to just to like show who they are, you know, like I'm going to stand on this fact that I don't believe what you're doing is right and take whatever you throw at me, kind of like exposing, you know, their evil plan or whatever. So that it was very hard and difficult to do that. I would have taken a plea deal. At the end, there was a ton of just like pressure, and just the weight of it is kind of indescribable. But so at the end of it, I almost caved and I almost took the plea deal. But then like I prayed and I was like, Lord, if you want me to take this plea deal, or if you don't want me to take this plea deal, I need something. Like I need some strength. Like I'm out. I have no strength. I have no fight. Like I've been trying to make this decision for months now and talking it over with my lawyer, and I am burned the fuck out. Like it's just, I am done. And within minutes, Dad called me and he said, hey, I support you 100% with whatever decision you make. But I just remembered that our original intent for going to trial was to just stand and take it. And like, yeah, I had gotten into the mindset of, I need to fight this, you know, I need to show them what I actually saw. I need to like fight the narrative and do all this and blah, 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 blah. And it just didn't seem to be working and it didn't make sense. And then he said that and it clicked. And I was like, I can stand. You know, there's a verse that says, and having done all to stand, I was like, I can do that. So the next day I told my lawyer, I was like, I don't want to hear any more about plea deals. We're going to trial. And he's like, okay, all right, sounds good. And that's, yeah, why, I guess the extent of why
I got you.
I went to trial.
He's probably like, yeah, I mean, you're going to owe me more money, but I'm down.
He's a public
defender. You got a public defender? Yeah, you're gangster. Even I don't do that. I'm a poor Mexican.
She's like, I live on the edge over here. I like living on the edge.
I don't even do that. God damn. You must have had a nice judge.
Yeah,
I do not go with public. I went with a public defender because I got like a marijuana charge when I was younger, and I was like, yeah, fuck it. I mean, they're gonna plea me out. I'll do 6 months probation. But anytime I had those big cases, hell no. I ain't putting those people get like $200 a case. They're like, hey man, we got this for you.
They're trying to go quick, make that money.
So what were you looking at on your plea deal? Was that the year you were talking about?
No, the year would have been since I was convicted of all the charges, the most she could have given was a year. But no, they offered me the common one they offered to everyone was the parading and picketing, which was a class A
highest?
or B. No, it was the lowest.
Actually. I thought class C was the lowest.
Is the B low?
No.
I'm assuming that's C. We're gonna have to research this one.
I know, yeah. So I'll put our brains together.
It's too bad we don't have a Jamie on our podcast.
God damn! Hey, somebody look it up. Yeah. So I gotta look through that. But I always thought, yeah, okay, class A. But you might be right. I mean, I'm pretty sure you're right. You went through it.
Well, it was the lowest of the possibilities of the charges I had. So it was a max of 6 months for that one.
And did you win, or how did that go?
No, lost horribly.
I had a public defender. I lost.
Everything I'm thinking, she says the opposite. No. It's just like, yeah, we're going this way.
This whole podcast has been doing like left turns instead of right. I'm like, wait, what's going on?
Also, you won that shit, huh? No, I totally lost.
I lost.
that goddamn public defender didn't do nothing for me. All right, so go ahead.
No, it made sense logically. It made sense.
Yeah.
All the cases before then. So I had a year's worth of cases to look at beforehand, and all of them had lost except for one. And we don't know why the one had McFadden, the Judge McFadden, which at that time he was kind of chill about the entire thing. So anyway, so everyone else, even if they got really super fancy, expensive lawyers, turning them down on everything, and they were getting horrible convictions and stuff. So it didn't make sense wasting a ton of money on getting a lawyer. And so I can just flip the dice, since I figure I'll be guilty anyway, why waste the money, right? And flip the dice on getting a lawyer. It's actually really important having a good lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would. You really left it to the Lord there. It's in your hands, Lord.
Jesus took the wheel on that one.
He's all like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't help you with that public defender. I love you, but we're not. This ain't happening. But even though you lost, you still only got 2 months.
Yes, it was very. So they tried. Have you heard of JD Rivera? Rivera. JD. Anyway, he's another January 6th defender. Kind of popular They tried to use his case against me because ours were pretty similar, except he was in the building for like 30 minutes, and they gave him 9 months prison. So the prosecution was trying to like, mirror off of him and wanted to give me 9 months. But the judge, I don't know how or why, because she very clearly hated me. Not just me, January 6 people. I just happened to be a January 6 person. But during the sentencing, she chewed me out and said that it is better. There was a comment I made on a private Facebook message that said, "This stuff's in my blood," which I meant the adventure, and she's like, "Oh, rioting, that's in your blood? Yeah, okay. Prison." But she somehow, I don't know why. I was expecting her to give me like a year, but she got down to 2 months. I'm not sure why she relented and did 2 months, but I was pretty happy because I got out before Christmas.
Yeah, that's so. If you would have got a year, would you have done the whole year, or would you have been partying out? Like the timeline.
I would have done the whole year. Yeah, that was
you would have done the whole year.
That was
Okay.
I got out a year before the pardon. Yeah.
Wow, like luck was on your side on that one for 2 months, man.
Yeah,
Wow.
You got lucky.
It was incredible.
That's incredible. That is incredible.
That's
there's no other word for
that's
that.
a freaking miracle right there.
So post everything, what is your life like now?
It was very chill, very, very nice, very boring. I have a
No more excitement.
very boring.
Chilled and boring.
It's just very boring. I spent a lot of time, which made it possible for me to spend a lot of time getting the book out. That's why I was able to get it, like, work pretty much nonstop on the book. So that was my goal for the last year, the last couple months. And now I'm learning violin and, I don't know, cleaning houses and trying to figure out what to do next.
Okay. So you want to continue writing or
possibly. I don't know. We'll see.
Okay, and could you tell everybody the name of your book and where to get it?
Yeah, it's Little Fish, my January 6th story, and you can find it on Amazon or Barnes and Noble.
Oh,
Damn, you are big time.
No, it's not as cool as it sounds. Amazon does that all for you.
It's because you never got it.
You'll find it on the number one seller bookshelf.
I know, right? That's pretty cool. I did see it on Amazon. So, but I'm gonna go to you directly because I want that autograph one. I mean, the autograph. I want that signed one. So Barnes and Nobles and all that. Did you have how did that go? Did you just write it and then somehow you talk to an editor, or how did that process? I'm always interested in that.
Yeah, so my dad is a published author. He's published over 50 books.
Wow,
so
shit. Okay.
I have it in my.
That's in the blood.
Yeah, I have it in my family. So it's always was kind of at the back of my mind that if I ever do write a book, I should maybe record. So after the trial and the sentencing and stuff, I'd sit down and I'd just write down everything I remembered. So I had all of that to work on. And then I even kept a journal during prison. Every day I'd write down what happened that day and stuff. Just, in the hopes of maybe one day I'll be writing a book. And then come to find out, Amazon self-publishes books for free now. So if you ever want to publish a book, upload it to Amazon and they will publish it for free. So once I found that out, I really worked on the book and really worked. So it was all edited by me, my dad, and my mom. So if you find mistakes in it, sorry.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. So they make it super convenient. A ton of work, but super convenient getting it all uploaded at no cost and stuff. And getting the word out is just.
I'm excited to read that one now.
That's pretty cool. I didn't know Amazon did that.
Yeah.
That's so anybody out there, man, go write yourself a book.
Yeah. So I'm advertising for Amazon now. I should get paid.
I know, right? You should get paid. Next to your tampon commercial. And what kind of books has your father published? Is he professor or something?
No.
Well, you don't have to say what he does, but I mean.
No, he's Amish fiction. So we used to be Amish a long time
Rob
ago.
Springer.
Rob Springer.
That's all I know.
She goes, yeah, that's why we used to be.
Oh, Pennsylvania. That's right. Yeah, there's a big Amish community. I mean, that's a huge Amish community out there. Hey, did you hear the whole thing that the Amish I think his name's oh my God, Presley. What's his name? Something.
Yes, that guy.
Yes, he's the one that he signed up a lot of Amish people to go vote
That's
for
what I heard.
Trump.
Yep.
Yes,
Yep. That was
and
amazing.
that's amazing.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, I love the way he talks. He has that like Minnesota, like, hey, I'm over here. Like the way, I can't even do it. I would just say, yeah. Oh man, I gotta hear his. I could imitate it well when I hear it, but it's I gotta hear it. But yeah, he's a great guy, man. I mean, I love what he's doing.
Yeah, yeah.
He's out there fighting the good fight.
No,
He's gotten so many people registered Republican. Dude, that dude, he needs a seat on the Trump administration for like
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, I mean for
He just
JD
won.
coming up. But so you were Amish. How did okay? I'm very curious. You
Tell us
grew
about
up,
that.
It's all whoa. You got my attention now. So you grew up Amish?
No, they left the Amish right before I was born. But then we would have still like talked the Pennsylvania Dutch, and then I would have grown up like Mennonite. So that's kind of a step down or step over from Amish. It's not a step down. Yeah.
The Amish community is intriguing, man. It's a crazy and man, I saw like they could build a house in a day. It's amazing.
Yes.
Oh, the barns and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, and so your dad still has that skill.
Oh, absolutely. He's a Class A contractor. Oh, yes. He builds
that's
by himself practically.
Oh, so he's a master craftsman. Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
He is.
And what made them get out? If you don't mind sharing?
No, not at all. How I understand the story is so they have a unity when they're talking at one of their services. They'll have like some kind of like confession of faith or something that they all have to say and be unified in saying. They believe in unity very much, like 100% unity. You have to be agreed. Well, Dad believed just a little different, and they caught on finally, and they asked him to either change or leave. And it was his convictions, and you can't change convictions without losing a part of yourself. So he chose to leave, and they were not shunned, strangely enough, because they went to a church, Mennonite church, that the Amish actually were approving of in a way. So yeah, their leaving was not very traumatic. Some of my aunts and uncles have a little bit different stories and stuff, and were shunned and stuff. But yeah, as far as my parents, it's pretty chill. It seemed like.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, the Amish. You know what's crazy? The only reason, like, as a kid, because we're from like San Antonio, Texas. We don't have Amish people here.
Nope.
Not at all. So the first time I even like knew about Amish people, guess what movie it was?
No.
you know what I'm talking about already.
There's like two of
Kingpin?
them.
Which one did you think?
I forget what it's called.
Sex Drive.
With Bill Murray?
No, I wasn't thinking of that.
Okay, no, Kingpin. Kingpin's the first time I was like, oh, there's a group of people that like do all these things, because we don't have them here. We don't have it. And I remember Kingpin came out. Have you ever seen that movie?
No, I don't think I have.
You gotta watch that movie.
Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray.
Yeah, Woody Harrelson and Bill Murray. It's an old movie. So Woody Harrelson's an old has been bowling pro champion, or he's not a champion because he loses, right? That's why he becomes a drunk.
Yeah, him and
then he gets this guy. I forgot the name of that guy. So
Ishmael.
Yeah, no, but his real name I forgot. What is it? Anyways, so he ends up finding this kid that's really good at bowling, and he's Amish, so he can't like leave the the community. So he's and like Woody Harrelson's this drunk asshole. He's just this drunk idiot, and it's really funny. And that's the first time I ever like knew like, oh wow, there's a group of people called the Amish that do, because they don't teach us that. Like we don't learn that in history, like other than, hey, there's a group of people that do this. Okay, cool, and that's it. And that's the first time, and then I got really interested in it, and then I just started studying a little bit about them, and just hearing like the craftsmanship and all that kind of stuff, and it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. Like it's just a very tight knit community and all that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, I'll check that movie out. Looks kind of good.
It's hilarious.
No, it's all about bowling and like
yeah, but it's just so funny because I mean it's Bill Murray and Woody Harrelson. I mean,
Woody Harrelson basically cons a Amish man. It's really effing good.
Well, your family still has like that very communal kind of like lifestyle. Then I would assume, right?
Yeah, it's not quite as tight knit. But we definitely still have it in our blood.
And then they switched to Christian.
Yeah, well, they would have actually been born again Christians as Amish. So there are Amish that are or are Christian. So yeah, they would have left as Christians. Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool, man. I'm glad we didn't gloss over that.
Yeah, no,
that's an interesting thing. Yeah, I when you said it, and then I heard Pennsylvania, I'm like, it makes sense. Okay, yeah, there we go.
It didn't even click to me either. Like,
yeah, they have a big Amish community. So, yeah, man, that's awesome. Anything you want to say before you go? Because I mean, I don't want to take too much of your time. I know it's later over there for you.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, like...
I'm still surprised. I'm like, I'm waiting for like a big old speech.
Oh, yes, it's coming. It's coming. No,
thanks for joining, guys.
No, I'm joking. No, but it was fun talking with you, Jolene. I hope we can talk again soon. It's always great to hear the perspectives of people that lived through all that kind of stuff, especially with the January 6th, and just to see your perspective. I mean, your whole like what happened and everything that went about that. I'm glad you had a very good experience compared to most people. That sounds a lot better than from the stories we've heard. We've heard some like horror stories. Yeah. I'm like, God damn. So that is pretty cool, and I hope people can go out and purchase your book and go get some insight on all the things that you were going through during those times. And again, appreciate it. This is Jolene Eicher. Did I get it right?
Yes.
Yes, he's in. You piece of shit. You suck. Anyways, he sucks. He's gonna say acre or some bullshit. But Jolene Eicher, I really appreciate it, and I hope you keep in touch. I'm gonna get that book, so I will be texting you soon. And everybody else, I advise you go get that book, go read it, go get her story, and yeah, man, I appreciate it. Go ahead, Chris.
All right, guys, thanks for joining the podcast with here in January 6th series with SamuraiBlitzt. Jolene, thank you so much for being on the podcast. You always have a platform here. If you ever want to come back, you are more than welcome. Other than that, guys, we'll see you on the next one. Y'all take care.
You see how he left your last name out? You see that? You see that? I just wanted to point that out. Yeah,
it helps everyone.
All right, thank you.
Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Thanks, Jolene.
Here we go. Okay, Jolene. Okay, here it goes. Yeah, Jolene. No, thanks so much. No, I definitely want to.